Kelly, and I'm going to show you a virtual delivery on a Duramax 1500. To start with, down here is where you would plug it in during the winter. You have it hidden, but in a really easy spot. These little circles in the front will be for your forward collision alert and front park assist. And then we'll start over here towards the back. They made it really easy back here now for your tailgate. They made it lighter, and all you have to do is press a button so it comes down for you. And then in your bed, you do have a plug-in so you can charge up like batteries or a saw. And then you have a bunch of tie downs as well. And you can get more too for right in here. And then for the tailgate, you can easily lift it just like that and it'll shut all the way, or you can press the button. You got a light here and then your camera here as well for your backup camera. And then you have all your plug-ins for when you hook up to a trailer right here. This is where you would put your key in, and then this pops out and you can get your spare tire down. And then you have your hitch down here as well. These buttons or these circles down here are for your park assist on the rear. And they also made these a little bigger, so when you have a work boot on it, it can fit in there easier. This is your key fob here, so this is another way you can put your tailgate down just by pressing this button twice, and then it'll go down for you. You can press this button down here and it'll go up instead of having to lift it. What's really nice about the lift is you can use like your knee or anything and just lift it up part way and it'll go up the rest of the way. If you have the key fob in your hand or in your pocket or like in a purse, you can use these buttons on the door right here to lock and unlock. To unlock all 4 doors, you do have to press it twice, just to safety. So if you're by yourself, you can just press it once and you don't have to worry about people jumping in next to you. And then the back seat. Back here, you do have back seat storage now. So this seat actually opens up, so you can put like gloves or a hat in there, and then you don't lose any seat space either. Underneath here is where your engine block heater cord will be. So you can plug into that. And then your heated seats for your passengers back here are right here, along with some plug-ins for them to charge your devices. They moved where your DEF fluid would be, so it's easier. And this is now capless as well. So you just would have to make sure it gets through both of those doors in there. So this is your key fob, so you can lock and unlock it right here. And your remote start is here as well. To do the remote start, you do just lock it, and then you press and hold that button for about 3 seconds, and it'll start it up. That'll do it twice and run for about 10 minutes each, and then it'll shut off for you. Or you can shut it off yourself from the key fob just by pressing and holding that remote start button again, and it'll shut it off for you. So now I'm sitting in the driver's seat, and I'm just gonna start going over this door and then working my way over. Right here is your lock and your unlock for your doors, and then down here are your memory seats. So to do those, you just press set and then press and hold 1 or 2 once you get your seat, your mirror, and possibly your steering wheel where you want it. This little guy right here is an easy exit option that you can set up in your settings, and it'll just move your seat all the way back for you, and then forward once the vehicle starts. Down here, this is how you would adjust your mirrors. You just press one of these and the yellow light will turn on, and then you use this to move it around. This one is your child lock for your windows, and then this one will actually fold your mirrors in and out. So if you're in a tight parking spot, your mirrors can be folded in. You don't have to worry about them getting hit. Moving into this panel right here, you do have a few different modes that you can go through. So if you twist it to the left, you do have your tow haul mode, and it'll show up on your screen, on your right on here. And then you do have your sport mode and your off-road mode as well, if twisting to the right. Sport mode just uses higher RPMs, makes it a little quicker. And then you do 2 high, auto, and 4 high. You can switch between under 70 miles an hour, and then 4 low, you still need to be in neutral at a stop. Auto, I would leave on during the winter just because it helps. It kicks in the 4-wheel drive when it's needed and isn't on all the time. Down here you have your fog lamps and your bed lamps, and then these 2 right here will brighten and dim the screens inside of the truck, so you're not blinded at night. Right here your lights are on auto, and then this button on the lights, you actually have lights on the outside of your mirror, so you can press those and then you can do like yard work at night and be able to see around the truck. But they do shut off once you're in drive. Moving to the steering wheel, right here at the end of where your like blinkers and your wipers are is your automatic high beams. So it's going to adjust those for you if there's a car coming on like towards you. It does work better in the country than in town. But then your wipers are here and your blinkers as well. And then moving to the steering wheel, you have your forward collision alert right here next to your cruise control, and you can adjust that gap. It gives you 3 different settings, and that's just going to alert you when you're about to rear end someone, or alert and brake you if you're under 50 miles an hour. And then your heated steering wheel is under that. This is for when we Bluetooth your phone up, just your talk and your hang up, or you can say commands to your vehicle like take you to Target or etc. This guy right here will take you through this screen up here. So you can go through a bunch of different things, your trips. To reset your trips, you do just press and hold on the scroll and it'll reset it for you. And then you can go through trip 1, trip 2, fuel range, oil life, your tire pressure, air filter, brake pad, and then your fuel economy. And then it does have your DEF fluid on that screen now too, so you actually know how much is in there instead of just knowing when it's almost empty. Up there you can also go through like your music, your navigation, and your phone as well. Once we get all that set up here in a little bit. All right. You do have buttons on the back of the steering wheel as well. The left side will go through your radio presets or skipping a song if you're using your phone for music, and the right side will actually do your volume. Your parking brake, they made a lot easier. All you have to do is press the button and it's going to turn it on for you, and then you'll just put your foot on the brake and press it again, and then it shuts it off. And then to open up your hood is right down here still. To set your seat, you do just move this one forward. You can also move it down or up. This one will do your backrest, so you can lean back or sit up higher. And then this is your lumbar, so you can move that around so it's more comfier for your seat. And then once you get those where you want them, then you can go back and set it in your memory seats. So these new vehicles are push to start, so all you have to do is put your foot on the brake and press this button and it's going to start for you. And then to shut it off, all you have to do is press the button again and it'll shut off for you. To put it in accessory mode, you do just push the button without your foot on the brake, and then you can still use the radio when you're just sitting there. But next I'm going to go over this main screen up here. You can log into the screen through users right here, and you would just use your My Chevrolet app sign in for that. And then that remembers like your radio presets for if you ever do get a new vehicle, and it'll transfer all those over for you. But starting with audio up here, they made it super easy now, so all you have to do is hit tune right here, and then you can type in the radio station. So say you want to listen to 92.5, all you have to do is type it in, and it takes you right to that station. And then you can press this star right here, and it's actually going to save it as a favorite up top. You can actually have up to 60 presets now, which is kind of crazy, but super easy to set them as well. You do have AM, FM, and XM as well. There's not a whole lot of signal in this building for XM, but it's still pretty cool to use. They made it easier, so it goes by like genre. So if you don't know this station, you can go to like country music and it's gonna load up all the country stations, or it should usually if we didn't have all this metal above us. Or you can still tune just like you can on AM and FM as well. Next, I will show you how to pair up a phone. So you just go to the phones and hit connect phone, and then you would hit add phone. I like to hit add phone after getting to your Bluetooth settings in your phone, just because it usually shows up easier. So you just go to your Bluetooth settings and it's going to show up in other devices right down here. And you would click My Chevrolet, and then you would make sure the codes match, and then you would just hit pair, and then you would hit allow on your phone, and it will allow your contacts to go up there. One thing that's really nice about these new trucks is you can hit this little edit button. You can rename it if it doesn't already say your name, so you can easily identify whose phone is whose. And then you can also hit first to connect and allow secondary phones, so you can have two phones connected at the same time. The difference is with the second phone, they would only be able to get incoming calls. They wouldn't be able to make outgoing calls through the speakers. But then you go back here and you can go to contacts, and then all of your contacts will be right here, along with your recents, and you'll also have a keypad when you're in park. You can add favorites as well just by going into the contact name. So say you call your mom a lot, so you could go to mom. And then you could click this star right there by her name, and then it's going to add her to the favorites. We're going to go back in Bluetooth and Android real quick. You would just pull down on the top part of this screen to open the Bluetooth settings, just like that. You would hit pair new device on here, and then you would move over back to the truck screen and go to phone, connect phone, and add phone. And then it's already popping up as My Chevrolet right there. You would just click on that, and then you would make sure the codes are the same on both screens. And then here in just a second, should pop up. You can go into it and make sure all that is checked, just so your phone calls actually go through the screen. And then you can go back up here and edit it just like you did the iPhone. So you can do first to connect and allow secondary phone. You can change the name to whatever you might want it to be. And then you can go back, and all of your contacts are going to be in there just like before, here in just a second. Sometimes it takes a minute for them to load, and then they'll all be there just like before. Your recents will be up here too. You can also hit this star over here. So say your dad's your favorite, so you can press that star and it's going to add them to the favorites right over here. And then you still will have a keypad when you're in park as well. Then going back to the home screen, we can go through navigation just a little bit. And then you just accept a couple of different things. And then you can go in here, and then you can set up your home and work address just by clicking on it and then typing in that address. So you could go current location, and then it's going to use that current location as your home. And then anytime you get in here, it's going to pop it up once you have like your home and work address added in there, and it'll give you an estimated time of arrival. You can also search for places just by clicking that guy right there. So you could type in Target, and it's going to pull up all the Targets in your area. So you can pick and choose which one you want to go to. So say we want to go to this one in Ankeny. You can click that, and then all you have to do is hit go, and it's going to take you right there. You can cancel out of that. Underneath this search as well, you can close out of your keyboard, and you can go through a few different things in here. My favorite is the fuel. that you can go through, and it has this diesel station. So since it is a diesel, you can click on that and it's going to pull up all the stations with diesel along with the price of the diesel. It does show prices for gas as well if you were to click the just gas stations. And that is just available if you have OnStar, but it's pretty cool. And then you can click these 3 little buttons here and you can customize the map just a little bit. Personally, I like the way they have it set up. It's the easiest in my opinion. Then you can go back to the home screen. With your free trial of Wi-Fi right here, you do get 3 gigabytes for the first 30 days, right after you purchase your vehicle, whichever one goes up first. But you can edit the name and everything right here, so it's really easy. And you can edit the password. And then if you ever forget the password or username, you can always go look right here as well. And then going into settings just a little bit. Your time and date will automatically update for you, so you don't have to worry about that. Then you can go into vehicle, rear seat reminder. This is just going to remind you that you left something in the back seat if your doors had been open 10 minutes prior to the start of the vehicle or while it was running. And it'll just beep at you a few times before you go to get out of the truck. Collision and detection systems. So this one's actually going to buzz your seat if you're going over a line, if you're going to hit something, things like that. Super nice. You can change that to beeping as well, but I prefer the seat. Forward collision, it's going to alert and brake you, which is really nice. It also does that with front pedestrians, so if somebody walks out in front of you, it'll notify you or brake you. Adaptive cruise control, what that's going to do is if you have your cruise control set going down the highway and then somebody in front of you is going slower than what your cruise control is set to, it's going to actually match the speed of that vehicle in front of you so you don't rear end them or tailgate them. Lane change alert is just a car and star that's in your mirror so you can see who's in your blind spot. And then park assist is just going to let you know you're going to back into something, along with rear cross traffic alert. It's going to let you know which way a car is coming from when you're backing out of a parking spot. Down here, this is where you would set up the easy exit memory seat, which is really nice in my opinion. Teen driver is something you can set up if you do have a teen driver. You would just go in here and you'd enter a 4-digit PIN twice. And then you can get a report card on their driving. So you can see all these different things that they could have done. You can also go into manage settings under here and you can set an audio limit, and the radio will also not work if the person doesn't have a seatbelt on. So it's a really nice safety feature as well. You can also set a speed limiter so they can't go over 85 miles an hour. And then you can set a speed warning too. And then you can adjust that to whatever you think it should be. And then it'll let you know how many times they go over that. You can also set up different keys. So since you have key fob 1 and 2, you could set up like your kid as key fob 2, and then it would just be in teen driver for that key fob. You can clear all that. Valet mode is also really nice. You just go in here and enter a 4-digit PIN again, kind of like teen driver, and then it's going to lock your screen completely. So since you like save your home address and stuff there, if you're using like valet parking, then they can't get into that and see all your personal information. They also can't mess with your radio and your settings anywhere as well. And then you just unlock and it lets you right back in. This little house button down here is going to always take you back to your home screen as well, because it's pretty easily to get lost in there. I will come back to Apple CarPlay and Android Auto here in just a second. The trailering package that this truck has is pretty cool. I can't go over too much because we are not actually hooked up to a trailer, but you can go through a checklist. So if you're just hooking up to a normal trailer, you can go through and make sure everything is correct. It's also going to do light tests for you, so you don't have to have somebody in the truck helping you out as much. You can also save trailer profiles, so you just go in here and name your trailer. So let's say it's a boat. You could go boat, and then you would click what it is, and it would save the profile. And then you could just click on that, and it would adjust your gain for you. And then your settings, you can go through a couple different things in there as well. Your climate controls are up here, but they're also down below, so you probably won't use them up on the screen too much. Your camera, you have a couple different ones, so this is just like your normal backup one if you're backing into a spot. But this one's kind of nice when you're backing up to a trailer. It's actually going to move with the steering wheel just like the other one as well. And then this one will actually show you where your hitch is as well. So it's easy to back up to the trailer now. And then these apps down here, you do have to have Wi-Fi in the vehicle to be able to use. But going back to Apple CarPlay, all you would do is plug your phone into this USB down here. And then you would just plug your phone in. You would unlock your phone and accept a couple things to get it working the first time. And allow on your phone. And then it's going to project a version of it up here on the screen. So you can use like your Apple Maps, your Google Maps, stuff like that. And then there's different apps on your phone that you're going to be able to use. So like your phone, your text messages will actually come through the screen this way. You can listen to audiobooks, music, stuff like that. So for Android Auto, it's just a little different, not too different. You do have to download an app though on your phone. It'll look just like this. It's called Android Auto, and you can download that in your Play Store. And then to plug it in, it would just be just the same right down here with your phone charger. And then you just plug your phone in. And then it's going to ask you this just about the same thing like Apple CarPlay, and you just continue. And then on your phone, you'll have to accept a few things. You'll just have to read through all this and accept it. And then allow access to your notifications. Have to continue through that. And then you should be good. It's going to just pop up just like normal. You can use your maps, Spotify, play music, your phone. Your text messages are also going to come through this way. But using Google Maps helps a lot in my opinion. Just easier because you can just click on the address, and pretty simple. So this one right here you can use for your volume. You just twist it and it'll turn it up for you. You can also mute the volume that way as well. You can tune through different stations using these arrows. You do have a home button down here as well as up here in the left corner of the screen, and then a back button as well. This guy you can use to change the buttons if you don't want to use the touch screen, and then you would just press the check mark and it would open up whatever you were on. And then you can use the back button to go back. And then moving down to your climate controls, you do have dual climate in this one, so these can be different or the same if you press sync. Then this side would be in charge. You can pick and choose where the air is blowing right here. You can actually have it blowing all three directions now, which I thought was kind of cool. And then this right here would be your fan speed, and your on and off as well. Down here you do have heated and air conditioned seats on both sides, which are really nice, especially in the summer and winter. This is your lane departure warning, so it's actually going to let you know when you're leaving your lane by buzzing whichever butt cheek is going over the line. And then your park assist, where you can easily shut it off, so if you're backing up to a trailer you don't have to listen to it or have it buzz your seat the entire time. This button is actually what we call auto stop, so it's when you come up to a stoplight and your foot's on the brake for too long, and then it's going to kind of shut your engine down. You can shut that off in the trucks just because you're not really supposed to have it on when you're pulling a trailer. Right here you can put your tailgate down and you can put it up. When you go to put it up, you do have to press and hold it until it's all the way shut, or it's not going to close. It'll go back down. So this is how you would do your tailgate. You just press it to get it to go down. And then to shut it, you do have to press and hold that button until it is all the way shut. And then it just closes for you. Your hazards are right here, and then your traction control. This is going to turn the plug-in in the bed on, and this plug-in right down here. And then you have your hill descent here. And then you have plenty of plug-ins for everything, all your devices. And then your trailer brakes, they actually moved over here so they're easier to reach and see. And then you can adjust the gain just up on your driver infotainment center. Down here, they have a really cool new charging device. They moved it in the newer one, so it's easier and works better. So you can just lay your phone there, and then it starts charging it, which is really nice. It's only on the iPhone 8 and newer, and then I believe it's the Android 7 and newer. Moving in here, I always like to point out where this SD card is. It is for your navigation, and it gets scratched really easily, so I just like to warn customers and tell them to not ever touch it. And then you have more plugins as well. Moving up top up here, this would be for your sunroof, is right here. So you can, this one will slide it all the way back, and this one's just gonna tilt it. You do have to move this back so you don't have to always have the sun beating down on you. And then the one on the right is actually gonna just tilt it up for you. So just a little crack so a little breeze can go through. And then this one's actually gonna slide it back after you shut the tilt. And then it'll slide it all the way back so you can feel that sun coming in on you. And you can shut it. You can also stop this wherever you want, just like the back window. And then your back window is this one in the middle. And this is how the rear window opens up. So it just slides over for you super easily. And you can stop it wherever you want, so it doesn't have to be fully open if you don't want it to be. You can have your interior lights turn on or not have them turn on when you open your doors. And then you can turn on all the lights using this button and turn them all off, or you can just press one light to turn them on and off. Right here is your garage door opener. To set that, all you would need is your little garage door opener that you usually leave in your car. You would just press and hold the button that opens the door, and press and hold whichever one of these that you want to set up. And then this red light is going to pulsate really quickly after about 30 seconds, and then it should link up. You do have to do that sitting in front of your garage door, though, for it to work. And then your OnStar buttons are here as well. Thank you for watching this virtual delivery. We really appreciate your business, and if you ever have any other questions, please feel free to call us.